I know that I've been a video on my channel for a while. There's been some videos on the Poets, Prattlers and Pandemonialist channel, so go over there and have a look. I'll put a link in the description. There hasn't been any on my channel because I've just been too bloody busy. But what I managed to do is today I've sat down and I've spoken to the wonderful Emma Purshouse about her new book, which is definitely called Close and not called Close. That's the first question, actually. Emma is, yes, she's part of Poets, Prattlers and Pandemonialist. But can I just say before we get into this, when I started trying to do kind of spoken word as it was back then, in about 2004, 2005, something like that, I remember seeing Emma on the scene and kind of going, oh, that's how you do it, because she was exceptional. And it's just great that all these years from now I've managed to convince her some way to actually work with me. It's a real privilege, and one of the best things about doing the PPP show is I genuinely have one of the best seats in the house when it comes to watching Emma and Steve perform. So yeah, it was great. Sat down with Emma, talked about her book, and here it is. Roll VT. Purshouse.
Yeah.
You got a book out?
I have got a book out.
The important question that we all want to know is it called Close or is it called Close?
Do you know what? The clue is kind of in the cover art.
You say that, but the trouble is, Purshouse, what did I teach you at school? Never judge a book by its cover, so I haven't even looked at it.
It's close.
Close,
as
okay.
in, you know, like a small cul-de-sac.
As in a small cul-de-sac?
Yeah.
It's poetry book, Purshouse.
It's a poetry book.
Do a little pitch then. Do a little pitch. Tell the YouTubers why they should buy your book. What's so wonderful about Close or Close?
It's got lots of nice poems in what I've written.
It has indeed.
And some of them are funny. Well,
They-
reputedly.
That one's quite funny. I like
What
that
is
one.
it?
That's the flamingos in Dudley Zoo.
Oh yeah, that's
I-
yeah. There's some dialect poetry in it.
There's always dialect poetry in your stuff, Purshouse. Me and you are all about the dialect
Which
poetry.
is really badly spelt, really.
Badly spelt poetry.
And yeah, and it's all set around a little kind of imagined black country close. So all of the poems happen in one of the houses round there, or in the flat above the chip shop, or in the chip shop. And there's also a canal running at the back, so some of the poems happen on boats as well.
I had noticed that there's a very much a boaty theme with your stuff as well, isn't there? You do a lot of boaty stuff.
Well, there is one or two boat poems.
Yes.
And there's one in the voice of the canal as well.
I was about to say, because that's one of my... in fact, I've just accidentally turned a page and there it is. It's two sides of the cut, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
I love that poem. I think I was there when you wrote it, wasn't I? Was this done on the writing retreat? I can't remember. It is a brilliant poem now.
Okay.
Tell the YouTubers what you say at the live events, because you have to give people a bit of a heads up on the language.
Yeah,
not the bad language,
no,
the dialect.
There's two phrases in it. One is keep out the Osh Road, which is a black country expression for
What a brilliant
take
black
care
country.
or goodbye. And the other one is stay off the shiny bits.
Stay off me shiny
Because
bits.
sometimes when you were out drinking in a pub and you were going to go back to your boat after a night on the pop, other boaters would say, stay off the shiny bits. And really that just kind of means the bits where the reflected light, that's the cut. Don't walk on that.
Don't walk on that bit.
Problematic in the dark. So that's from that poem. But it actually won a spoken word competition judged by Luke Wright, who I'm a big fan of.
He's a bit awesome, Luke Wright.
He's absolutely brilliant. Absolutely love what he does. And I won that competition. It was the Making Waves International Spoken Word Competition. So I had to send in a recording of it, which I did. And it was dead good that I won because my laptop packed up at the same time and I was able to buy a new one. So, you know.
Thanks, Luke.
Yeah, nice one. Cheers. If you're watching this, thank you very much. I'm still right.
Okay, so where did all this come from? Was these just poems that you kind of wrote and forced together into this idea? Is the idea a theatrical conceit? Or was there a bit more to it than that?
Well, I started looking at them and realised that, they're all kind of connected to, or could be connected to a street. And I kind of pinched the idea a little bit off Mike Almer, The poet
The
Mike
wonderful,
Helmer. Mike
the
Helmer.
poet Mike Helmer.
He's got a book and a show called Voices of 1918,
Which is
and
chuffing
it's
awesome.
all kind of poetry, not just by him but by other poets, that was kind of set in an imagined village, and I kind of like that idea. So when Offers Press, who published this, it's available from their website, and when they actually asked me about doing the collection, they wanted some of my quite a mix of poetry, so I felt I needed something to hang them on, and then I started to kind of see, these could all be little characters round the street, and so I drew a big map of my imagined black country close.
Is it set in a real close?
No, it's kind of an amalgamation of all the places that I've lived.
Which are?
Parkfields, Cannock, various places in Wolverhampton, including All Saints, and a boat.
And about.
And now Castlecroft.
So, you've got collections of poems published before.
That's my first full collection.
Is that your first full?
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Why have all the others been done with other people?
I had one called Nailmaker's Daughters that was a three-hander.
Of course, yeah.
With Iris Rhodes and Marianne Cockin, who are also black country poets. And then I've got a full collection of children's poetry, but that's my first full collection of adult poetry.
So I got my first full collection of poetry published before you did, which makes me feel a bit better when you got me to submit some poetry to that anthology you were editing.
Never going to let me forget this.
And then rejected it. Thanks for that, Purshouse.
There were three of us picking, and what can I say?
And the other two wanted it. Okay, I mean, I have genuinely read this book.
Have you?
I have. I have genuinely read the book. It took a while because I lost it.
Where did you lose it?
It was in my other bag. It was in my less important bag.
Oh, okay.
But then I did read it, and I mean, I know some of the poems anyway.
Yeah. That's because you gig with me and hear them again and again and again,
yes.
isn't it?
And it's a cracking little collection. It really is. What next for it? I mean, it's now out. You can buy it. How much is it?
Well, on the back it says $9.99, but if you see me at a gig, I can do it for $7.
What's next for it? Because you're not just gonna do that and then it's just gonna sit on a shelf somewhere, is it?
Well, I'll read from it at gigs. I do a lot of performing here, there, and everywhere, so I'll be doing poems from it at gigs, and I'll sell it at gigs. It'd be nice at some point, maybe, if there's a review or two of it. So if any reviewers out there want a copy to review,
any reviewers, we've got a lot of respect for your work. So, I don't do reviews.
So yeah, but I'm just really I'm pleased. It's nice. The cover's nice as well.
One thing I also wanted to bring up is the back cover. Not enough people talk about the back covers, because most people put reviews on there, don't they? They put such and such in the Times said excellent. Yeah. It wasn't about your book, but they said it about something else.
Yeah, most normal poets have reviews by the great and the good.
You haven't, no. Emma. Who have you got reviews by on the back?
I've got a postal worker called Helen. She said some nice things. I didn't know her. I just put a call out on Facebook, because in the book there's all different characters, and I thought, wouldn't it be nice if I could find the equivalent characters in real life and get them to write some reviews? So I put a call out on Facebook for, I don't know, builders, postal workers, liveaboard boaters, council workers who might like to do a review, and people got back to me. So I sent them the manuscript and they reviewed it, and so not everybody also could only have 3, so I've got some more as well. So there's a bloke called Kev, who's a builder and a biker, who reviewed it, and a woman called Wendy who likes cats, because there's a character called Wendy. So I just genuinely put a call out, and the reviews were beautiful, and they've used them.
This was the great thing. When you mentioned this idea, I think I was very much sitting on the fence by going, "That's amazing! You've got to do that. That's brilliant."
I just wanted the publisher was a bit, and then they saw the reviews and went with it, and they thought, well, it's in the spirit of the book. I just love this.
Go on.
I can't get my glasses on. I've the bit about the vinegar.
Okay, so is this Helen's, you mean? Is it Helen's?
This one there where it says about.
Oh yeah.
That just like, little
Shall
bit
I read the whole thing or just that one line?
Just a little bit of a phrase.
So the line is, I love about the book. Obviously, I love its grubby soul and vinegar spirit.
That is just beautiful, right?
And you see, a reviewer in the Times wouldn't write that.
Put that. This is more imaginative.
Exactly.
Fact, I just buy it for that line off the back. Forget the poems inside.
In fact, I would say Kit.
Yeah.
It is Kit, yeah.
It is Kit.
Coming up with the line, I love its grubby soul and vinegar spirit, means you can actually upgrade yourself from reviewer to a writer, because I think that's something a writer would say.
She's a blogger.
She's
she
a
knows
blogger.
What she's doing, yeah. Really
go,
good.
Kit. Do you want to do an interview, Kit?
Well, she's, yeah.
But that's great. Grubby soul and vinegar spirit.
Mm-hmm.
That should be on your posters. Definitely.
I think that should be sewn into the back of my jumper.
And then there's one really last important question I want to ask you about this. Why are you wearing that hat?
Because you sprung this interview on me and hadn't washed my hair.
The thing is, you've never struck me as being someone who's vain.
I've got this hat on. Obviously I'm not.
It is a brilliant hat. That hat really suits me. I'd say I'll put the hat on now, but I know you would kill me if I remove the hat now. But no, that's great. I love the fact that you don't like your hair, so you cover it up with a hideous hat.
There's nothing hideous about my hat. It's got 2 bobbles.
That'll do. Thank you, Purshouse.
No problem. Anytime. Give me a bit more notice next time.
What, so you can wash your hair? So there you go. Emma Purshouse. She's good, isn't it? You know what I mean? Go and see her live. She's awesome. I'll put a link to the Prattler and Pandemonialist website in the description. I'll put a link to Emma's site in the description. Go and have a look. And I want to do a few more of these. I kind of like these chatting to creatives. So if you're a creative and you're in the West Midlands area and you want to do a little kind of informal chat, give me a shout and we'll see what we can do.